in this new format of mass or prayer or reflection or scripture, it's kind of awkward, you know. It's kind of interesting because we all have to be able to imagine and envision ourselves in front of the pulpit or in the mass or wherever we're at. And so, you know, originally I thought, well, you know, maybe I should go stand in front of the pulpit and give this reflection or this homily. But I thought, you know, no, I'm not going to do that because I want to be where my families are. I want to be like they are. And they can't come to the church. So if I'm going to preach to them in the same way, I should be in the same place they are at. So I'm sitting here in my desk at my home at the rectory, and it's awkward. It's different. It's weird. But hopefully, if you haven't yet, pause this video and read the readings from Scripture. You can go to www.usccb.org, and the readings are there. But find them online and read them, and then come back to this video. So I'm going to stop for a moment to give you a moment to do that. So hopefully by now you've read those readings, and to me they're very beautiful readings that reflect upon the times we're going through, about our given situation. You know, some of us are perhaps feeling very abandoned, either abandoned by whether it be how the situation's being handled, or maybe you're feeling abandoned by our Holy Father or our bishop for the decision he made, or maybe even me as your pastor, that I'm not doing more. I was talking to a gentleman this morning, and he didn't mind if I shared, but he was feeling all of those things, and it just kind of provoked what I should be speaking to all of you about. That abandonment that we all feel right now, and even this blind man in this gospel, in some sense, felt that abandonment from the people he was with, the people of Shalom, as he was washing in that pool. He felt somewhat abandoned by them because he was a beggar and he had been healed and he was fine, and he had always thought that maybe perhaps that was they abandoned him or didn't like him or wasn't a friend or family of his because of his blindness. But even after that, they still abandoned him, and it's very reassuring. And sometimes we feel the same way, especially perhaps now, that our worlds have been rocked, our worlds have been changed in such a drastic way that today might be one of the darkest days for the church in the whole United States, perhaps the world, because while you're feeling this urge to go to Mass, or this urge to be there, I too, I will go say Mass, and I've done that every day throughout all this for all of you. You're not there with me. It's so awkward to have Mass with the church that nobody's in, but you see all these empty pews, and you think of your people, and you're feeling that abandonment perhaps as well. But what do we hear in this gospel? What happens when this guy's feeling abandoned, this blind man's feeling abandoned? Christ is there. Christ is there, and we see Christ there, come to him and want to know what's wrong, what's going on. Perhaps that's where we're at now. We need to recognize that through all of this, Christ is with us in a different way, in a way that might be different for us. But what's that do? It takes us out of our comfort zone, and it brings us closer together. It brings us as one another. It brings us in a different way. There's this weird sense of discord right now, but this weird sense of unity with all of this. This weird sense of we are together in this. While we're not physically in the same room or can physically be together, even physically pray together, we're still in this together. And so perhaps that's what our reflection should be on this weekend, this Lent, that we know that we've never gone down this path again, that we've never been down this path before, but we're in it together. And so today, as you celebrate as a family, as a domestic family, and hopefully you've been reading the emails and stuff that I've been sending, or some different things, but hopefully the head of your family has led you in some sort of prayer service, whether that be hopefully reading the readings and whether they gave their own reflection or you're listening to this reflection, that you've had a sense of unity together, knowing that we as our three parishes and even the greater, wider church, we're all doing this together. We're praying as our family together as one. Not physically in the same room, but we're still together. So let us focus on that unity. Let us focus on that love, and let us not lose faith that Christ is still with us. Christ is still part of us. Nobody has abandoned you. Nobody has abandoned you, but Christ is still with us. I am still there. The bishop is still there with us. The Holy Father is still part of us. We're still one church, just different. So let's hold one another in prayer. Let's love one another, and let's be there for one another and show that unity. God bless.